Why are Heathrow, Narita, Dubai, and Changi located exactly where they are? The answer isn't simple. It's a combination of engineering constraints and political decisions. The world's major airports simultaneously optimize multiple constraint conditions. If even one is significantly lacking, operations become extremely difficult. Why is that critical? This slide explains it all. Weather conditions. What matters isn't the number of clear days, but the instrument approach system and operational procedures. Fog, strong winds, and snowfall can be overcome with ILS, Instrument Landing System, and RVR runway visual range infrastructure. Terrain conditions. What matters isn't the absence of mountains, but whether the obstacle limitation surfaces can be cleared. Runway gradient is limited to a maximum of 1.0% under ICAO standards, ideally within 0.5%. The trade-off between access and noise. Many major airports are distributed within a range of 12 to 37 miles from city centers. Noise is managed not just by distance, but through land use regulations based on Eldon equivalent noise levels and flight path design. Expandability and national infrastructure functions. There's demand for capacity to accommodate future needs and functions as bases for disaster relief and emergency transport. But in reality, many examples like Heathrow and Narita maximize operational efficiency within expansion constraints. This is the knowledge that 70 years of airport planning research has demonstrated. It's not a single scientific inevitability. It's a multi-criteria optimization problem where solutions vary by regional circumstances. And this is understandable. Look at the ICAO standards, and you'll see. Follow the master plans of each airport, and you'll see. With this, you can understand the truth about airport location. Today, let me show you that analysis. The first element of airport location is weather and operational reliability. London has many cloudy days. However, Heathrow Airport maintains an annual dispatch reliability of over 98% thanks to modern instrument landing systems. What matters isn't the number of clear days, but the state of ILS and RVR infrastructure. Under ICAO standards, runway configurations are designed so that crosswinds exceeding aircraft tolerances don't blow for more than 95% of the time annually. Wind speeds of 30 knots are reasonable as crosswind limits, but can be addressed by arranging runways in multiple directions. In snowy regions, snow removal costs increase, but operations can be maintained with proper systems. Weather conditions aren't absolute constraints, but manageable risks through facilities and procedures. The second element is terrain constraints. Runway gradient is limited under ICAO standards to ideally within 0.5%, maximum 1.0%. This means a maximum slope of 33 feet per 0.6 miles. Narita Airport was constructed on the Boso Peninsula Plateau meeting these standards. What matters isn't no surrounding mountains, but whether obstacle limitation surfaces can be cleared. Hong Kong International Airport is close to mountains, but achieves safe operations through obstacle limitation surfaces and instrument approach design. However, when terrain constraints exist, enormous grading costs or operational restrictions arise. Terrain determines the physical feasibility and economics of airport construction. The third element is distance from the city and noise management. Heathrow is roughly 14 miles from central London. Changi is roughly 12 miles from central Singapore. Dubai International Airport is roughly 3 miles from downtown. Narita is roughly 37 miles from central Tokyo. In reality, they're distributed within a range of 12 to 37 miles. What matters is balancing access time and noise. Noise is evaluated not just by distance, but by Eldon equivalent noise levels. It's managed through land use regulations based on noise contours and flight path design. In recent years, with aircraft noise reduction and offshore route utilization, cases maintaining high dispatch rates, even with close proximity to city centers like Haneda and Fukuoka, are increasing. The optimal distance value changes with transportation networks and land use. The fourth element is expandability. Ideally, capacity to accommodate future demand is required. But reality is different. Heathrow has 2 runways, with plans for a third stalled for a long time. Narita has 2 runways and began construction on a third in 2024. Dubai International Airport has 2 runways and has reached its expansion limit. In 2024, Dubai restarted a complete relocation project to Al Maktoum International Airport in the suburbs. Airport capacity is determined by the total combination of not just runway numbers, but taxiways, control systems, and terminal capacity. Major airports become increasingly urbanized precisely because of their good locations, making on-site expansion extremely difficult. The lack of expandability is addressed either by maximizing operational efficiency or relocating to a new airport. This is the ideal and reality of expandability. The 5th element is function as national infrastructure. In many countries, even civilian airports are expected to function as national infrastructure during emergencies, serving as bases for disaster relief and wartime transport. However, this positioning varies significantly by country. Narita Airport, due to the history of intense opposition during construction, has a government-confirmed principle of peaceful use. Use by self-defense forces aircraft is also extremely limited, except for disaster relief operations. On the other hand, in many countries, dual military-civilian use or acceptance of military aircraft during emergencies is assumed. According to ICAO civil-military cooperation documents, the degree of military-civilian sharing varies greatly, depending on each country's system and airport designation. National infrastructure functions are determined by each country's political decisions and historical circumstances. These 6 elements don't exist independently. They interact with each other and function in combination. If instrument approach infrastructure is inadequate, weather constraints become severe and dispatch rates decline. If terrain constraints exist, grading costs increase and operational restrictions occur. If access is poor, users decrease and airport revenue plummets. If noise regulations are tightened, nighttime operations are restricted, and operational efficiency declines. If expandability is lacking, it becomes impossible to respond to demand increases and competitiveness is lost. National infrastructure functions are determined by each country's political decisions. If even one element is significantly lacking, it must be compensated by other elements or operations become extremely difficult. Ultimately, this location is determined by a combination of engineering constraints, political consensus building, and historical circumstances. The world's major airports are the result of this composite optimization. It's not a simple scientific inevitability, but a complex problem where solutions vary by regional circumstances. Furthermore, in recent years, climate change is bringing new constraints. Extreme heat degrades aircraft takeoff performance. Takeoff distances lengthen, payload decreases, and operational restrictions increase. The IPCC 6th Assessment Report points out this impact. Heavy rain and flooding inundate runways. If drainage capacity is insufficient, operations cease. At coastal airports, risks of storm surge and sea level rise are increasing. Tidal barriers, power redundancy, and drainage system reinforcement become essential. These adaptive designs are new constraints affecting airport location and expandability. For major airports, resilience to extreme events rather than average weather conditions is becoming the issue. Future airport location will require evaluation considering these climate risks. Now, let's organize today's analysis. Here are today's key takeaways. First, the engineering constraints of weather and terrain. Weather conditions can be managed with instrument landing systems and operational procedures, with Heathrow achieving over 98% annual dispatch reliability. Terrain is evaluated under ICAO standards with runway gradients ideally within 0.5%, maximum 1.0%, and obstacles assessed by obstacle limitation surfaces. In recent years, climate change has made adaptive design for extreme heat, heavy rain, and coastal flooding new constraints. Second, economic optimization of access and noise. Actual major airports are distributed within a range of 12 to 37 miles from city centers, with noise managed through land use regulations based on Eldon equivalent noise levels and flight path design. In recent years, with noise reduction and offshore route utilization, even airports close to city centers maintain high dispatch rates. Third, political factors of expandability and national infrastructure. Heathrow has 2 runways. Narita began construction on a 3rd in 2024, and Dubai has reached its limit with plans for complete relocation to a new airport. In many countries, functions as disaster relief bases are expected, but some examples like Narita adopt a peaceful use principle, and the degree of military-civilian sharing varies greatly by country. If you were choosing a location for a new airport, how would you optimize these 6 elements? Airports are constructed through a combination of engineering constraints and political decisions. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for joining me on this analysis. This channel analyzes the relationship between global infrastructure and geography through facts and data, through mechanisms rather than emotions, through evidence rather than opinions, to deepen your understanding of the world. Subscribe to the channel, and let's explore the truth about infrastructure together next time. See you next time.